What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pardon the Ignorance podcast. We're back again this week. What up, Dave?
Hey, Bobby. Nothing,
buddy?
man. Just living the dream one day at a time.
Hell yeah.
And won the lotto last week, so just thought I'd come on the pod to say, fuck you, the pod's yours. I quit. So
Nice.
I didn't. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But to keep tradition alive, cheers, Bobby.
Cheers, buddy.
I think I've told everybody this before, but this right here is a damn fine whiskey.
Yeah.
Roe & Co. It's very delicious. 45%. Not too much, not too less. It's right about perfect. Good taste. Good stuff. Nice Irish whiskey.
Nice.
Can't go wrong there. At least I don't think you can. And then I went with some
Some White Claw. Where'd you get White Claws?
here in Germany.
Where?
Globus
Really?
and Reva.
That's crazy.
Finally making it here, dude. 6 years later, finally making it. At Globus in Dutenhofen, they have them, and they have three flavors. They have from White Claw, they have the black cherry, mango, and I think lime.
The lime ones are good.
Yeah. And then this is my favorite though. Topo Cinco.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's good. It's made by Coke.
Okay.
It's good. Fuck it, man. It's good. I'm thirsty,
Nice.
so
Cool.
Don't judge me. I don't know if it's against the law to drink whiskey and White Claws at the same time. It's kind of a weird combo, but
It is. It's it kind of cancels each other out. So the White Claws automatically give you an innie,
yeah.
but the whiskey kind of brings it back out. So you know what? I'll be honest with you, man. White Claws are not bad. The thing is, you can smash a lot of them and be fucking drunk as hell, but you know, they're not bad for you.
No, they're not. They're not.
So
It's not a bad deal. I am having technical difficulties, and that's a great way to start the pod. So, Bobby,
did you move your shit around?
No, I just didn't. Look, I'll be honest. It's been a day, and I didn't set up properly, Bobby. So we're gonna do this on the fly. I just realized the lighting is shit. Everything's shit. All right. So, anyways, so here we are. We're not taking this out either. This is the flies that land in the mustard. So here we are. How's that, Bobby? Is that good? That's good.
Sure. Telling you, man, you got to invest in one of these ring lights.
Yeah, probably will. Anyways, so what you got for me, Bobby?
So this week there's a few things I want to talk about. Have you heard about this new law in Texas about 18 to 21-year-olds not being able to work in adult professions?
No.
So
I haven't heard any of that.
This means if you are between the ages of 18 and 21, you are not allowed to work in strip clubs or sex shops, or obviously escorts or anything that's adult entertainment.
And what's the justification? Is there a justification?
There is no justification, but the thing is, the article that I read that says there was a guy who owns a chain of strip clubs.
Yeah.
I think he owns within Texas. I think he owns like 70 different strip clubs. That's a lot of fucking strip clubs, dude. He said he had to fire 80% of his workforce.
Wow.
Fucking imagine that.
I don't want to.
That's insane.
That's a lot. Well, let's look at it this way. You can vote. You can vote in Texas at 18. Well, it's national law.
You could go fight a war, but you can't shake your tits.
Go to war, but you can't shake your tits and you can't drink any alcohol.
That's fucked.
But you could smoke.
Yeah.
Cigs.
And you can't scrape babies out.
Wow. All right, Bobby. That's
it's the truth though, man. That state's fucked.
Yeah, it is. It's your own fault, I guess. Use condoms. I don't know what to tell you. or you got to go to Mississippi and get the old what's it, clothes hanger, whatever that is.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's rough. That's
That reminds me of a TikTok I'll have to post in the group later.
please do. Please
There's
do.
a guy, he goes, I've been dodging everything, everything that's been trying to kill me my whole life. Ain't that right, mom and dad? And he took like a clothes hanger and he's like, fuck out of here. It's so funny.
Oh man.
So wrong, but so funny.
But this is probably par for the course for Texas. They've been
it
they've been at it for a while.
Me, to be honest with you.
They've been at it for a while.
They're pretty militant there.
At this point, yeah. But isn't the demographics of that state changing? A lot of the California folks headed there.
Actually, yeah, a lot of people are moving out of LA and they're moving to Austin. Like a lot of big comics have moved to Austin already.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, that Austin is a little different than the rest of the state. It's a little more hipster. It's very artsy. It's Austin's a sweet place. I love Austin. Fucking hate Houston. Fucking hate Dallas. But then, you got like the rest of the state that's all back, it's just good old boys.
Yeah, it is. It is. Speaking of good old boys, let's slide into the next topic, Bobby. How bad of a president is Joe Biden?
Oh, he's pretty bad.
Second worst approval ratings at this point, all time, behind. Only beaten by Trump, but Trump always had bad approval ratings because bad, mean tweets. But let's not talk about that. Yeah. He was a meanie. Nobody likes a bully. So I watched an interview with a guy, and I swear I don't think he's all there. Like I don't think the guy is. I hope he can make it through because if he doesn't get better behind him, in my opinion. So
no, it doesn't, man. I'm afraid for our country. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's gotten
it doesn't look good, man. It does not look good.
It just reminds me of that thing I sent you yesterday about the Let's Go Brandon.
Yeah.
Let's Go Brandon. I really didn't know about that. And then I saw on the iTunes chart that 2 songs about this theme are Let's Go Brandon, or 2 different songs. And I was like, well, I kind of heard of it, but I don't know what it is. But if you watch the video where the guy is, the race car driver, it's pretty clear what the people in the background are saying. But this reporter, that's,
what they say.
Fuck you, Biden.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. And it's actually the reporter's voice on there saying, "Let's go, Brandon." But it was pretty clear what they were saying, and it wasn't that. I just think he's being protected a lot from the media, like big time. Like all you ever heard about was Trump. That's all you ever heard about every day.
Yeah.
If you just happen to scrolling through. Don't play it too long, dude.
As I pull off in the Aston, don't nobody like his ass, huh? Tried to cover up and tell the people, go Brandon.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. Check that out. Let's say the name of that song was, Bobby, just because we played it.
It's called Let's Go Brandon by Loza Alexander.
Yeah. There's another one too. You just have to check out the stateside iTunes.
Yeah, there's
10.
a few of them actually. There's one by Cameron Byfield. He looks like a white boy.
Yeah.
And then there's another one by Bryson Gray.
Yeah, that's the one I heard. That's really, really good. Listen, it's doing a lot of unpopular things. And it's, I don't know, being protected a lot, I think, from the media right now. And I don't think that's a good thing. And it's really unpopular right now to be what I would consider me and you, and that's to be in the middle. I mean, I think if I took a political test, I'm pretty much right in the middle on a bunch of issues.
Yeah, unfortunately, me too.
And I don't want to turn this political, but I will say this last thing I'll say, and I don't know how you feel about it. But if you look ahead 3 years to when the next election comes up, which is a long time away, but when it comes up, dude, I don't see anybody on the Republican side or Democratic side that excites me. It's like that
Oh, hell
person gets
no.
my vote.
No.
I don't see anybody, man.
It's gonna be kind of like when Clinton was done and the only option basically was fucking George W. or what's his name? Al Gore.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like the Democrats had literally fucking nobody.
yeah, but I didn't think Al Gore was that bad. I didn't think he was
Dude's a
that great.
lunatic.
Yeah, he is. But
He was already starting
Actually-
to spout like that crazy nonsense.
actually, that's not the worst one. The worst one came 4 years later when it was Bush and
John Kerry.
John Kerry. That shit was awful.
You know what though? I like John Kerry though. I really liked him.
He seemed like a genuine guy, like he wasn't putting on a front. But on the other side, you're like, this guy's a goober, man. Like he just, I don't know. I know, and it's kind of probably how Republicans felt in 2008 when the next one came around, when it was Barack Obama, and then you had, who was on the other side? It was Barack Obama and
Mitt Romney. No.
no,
Yeah.
was it Mitt?
Yeah.
Okay, then it was Mitt Romney. Yeah. So
I think. I don't know. I don't even
and
fucking
now-
remember, dude.
and now I take. It's sad to say, I take Mitt Romney right now.
Oh,
Or-
yeah.
Or you know, it's shitty when you look at the last election and you're sitting there looking at your voter card and you're like, fuck, man, I wish George W. Bush's name was on here because I check it off.
I fucking take Jeb Bush at this point, dude.
He seems like he generally seems like a decent guy now. Like
Who?
Bush.
Dude, he was, I thought he
I
was
think-
always like a decent dude. He was
I
always
think
like a
he's-
dude's dude.
I think he was like an aw shucks type of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see. Let's not turn political, but it's just I hate that there's nobody right now. And I don't know if our parents felt this way when they were in their fucking, early 40s, late 30s, like you are, early 40s for me. Like, I don't know if they felt that way or fuck, man. Like, you just look at this and you're like, really? This is where we
See,
are?
I don't think so. Is because like you have to look at it when they were at that age, they had Clinton and George Sr.
Yeah. And really, George Sr. wasn't that bad of a guy. He had high approval ratings.
Yeah, he did.
He got fucked over by Ross Perot.
Yeah.
His second term, or his attempted second term.
Yeah.
Ross Perot stole a lot of his votes and then Clinton took it. That's gotta be such a shitty feeling. Like you're part of the only election in recent history where there's a viable third party candidate. And you're
Yeah,
like,
he
why
was-
are you
he-
taking my shit?
Yeah. Like if you think about that, man, yeah, it is what it is. But like you said, let's not get political here.
I don't think it's political. I just think it's fucked up for the guy. I genuinely feel
It is
bad for
fucked
him.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. He was a decent guy all the way up to a couple years ago when he passed. But what are you gonna do, man? I don't know. Some people probably kill me when I say this, but I genuinely think Barack Obama is a decent guy.
Yeah.
It's just, Trump said a lot of shit that people didn't want to hear, but a lot of people think, and that's mean tweets.
See, the problem is with Trump though, he said a lot of shit that people needed to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's, to be honest with you, say what you want about the guy. He had no problem saying, like, he fucking had no regrets.
No.
He came out, he said, like, he was the kind of guy, like, you probably had to have like 16 people checking the teleprompter, like, yo, this dum-dum will read whatever is on there, so be careful.
Dick
And
forehead.
he probably went, yeah, and he probably just went off script all the time.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I generally think he might try to run again.
Yeah.
I think he'll try. And the shitty point is, if he does, it might be as a third party candidate, because I think maybe the Republican Party tries to keep him out and as a third party candidate, and then those two eat each other up, and then you could end up with Ronald Reagan II in the office there. Because tell me what you want, but Ronald Reagan's last 2 or 3 years, he wasn't there. The lights were out. Nobody's home.
Yeah.
So, and don't get us wrong, nobody's poking fun at dementia, but you probably, as a president, shouldn't have that. It's probably
No.
not a good thing.
No.
Commander in chief should probably have all his wits about him. Either that, or he's just that
Awkward.
like awkward or I don't know, like what's the right word here, Bobby? Or just not up to world events or not up to, you know,
Are you saying our president's autistic?
I don't think he's autistic, but I definitely think he has dementia. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I really don't know, man.
And without going down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole, because good God, we don't have long enough on the podcast for that, but a lot of people think he's just a figurehead president. Somebody else is pulling the trigger. So,
To be honest with you, I think that's how every president is.
every
There's gotta be
president has
shadow- there-
advisors. Every
There has
president
to
has
be
advisors.
no, dude. I think there's full on shadow governments everywhere.
Well, let's not open that can of worms, Bobby. Let's not do that here.
So we're gonna talk deep state tonight.
Yeah. So buckle up, get your teddy bears.
Lolita Express. Who was on those flights?
Find your safe space, and
There
we'll
are
meet
no
you on the
safe
other
spaces
side.
here, bitches.
No, there aren't. So what else you have, Bobby? Let's move on.
So, the one thing I'll skip over now, just because I wasn't. So, this week, some shit came out. A hockey player,
That's a nice way to start it, Bobby.
a hockey player named Kyle Beach. He spent most of his career, he never played a single game in the NHL. Keep this in mind, please. He spent a lot of time over here in Germany, actually, and in the minors in the States.
Was this a coach or a player?
He was a player.
Okay.
So he was under contract, like how it is, if you're in the minors, you're under you're under an NHL contract. So say you could be with I forget who Chicago's affiliate is. We'll just say, it's in Rockford, Illinois.
Mhm.
Okay. That's
Okay.
their affiliate. But it's not. I don't know. So you play for Rockford, Illinois, but your contract is with the Chicago Blackhawks. Okay. So he was under contract, and at this time it was 2010. They were going, it's when they won the Stanley Cup. They were doing really good. Their coach, Brad Aldridge, called this young fella into his hotel room and said, "Hey, I could get you on the Blackhawks." And then aggressively sucked his dangle. So, and not like, I don't know if you think that like the player serviced the coach, right? No.
Right.
The coach serviced the player, right? Okay. Cool, I guess, if you're into that. But then the coach, okay, it's so fucked. The coach masturbated onto the back. So when it says masturbated onto the back, that means he beat his shit till it puked all over the dude's back, right? So
That's the guy, Bobby.
yeah.
All right.
Show the coach. Show the coach, please.
That is the coach.
No.
That's the coach. That's the guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There he is.
Yep. Okay. Whatever.
All right. Yeah.
So
I just
this
had
guy,
just that far away look did it. I'm sorry for the audio listeners, but it was a perfect picture to go with it.
yeah. So I'm assuming he jerked himself and finished on this dude's back and did a bunch of other stuff, right?
We should ask him if that's good for the skin. Right.
So,
Go ahead.
but then he warned this guy, he warned the player, if you walk away, you'll never play another game of hockey in your life. I'll break your legs. You'll never walk nor play again. So he really threatened him. And this guy, the player, Kyle Beach, he ended up going directly like immediately to Blackhawk officials and everything, and told them what was going on. Filed a suit under John Doe on an anonymous thing.
Yeah.
And when you hear stuff like this, it sounds a little sketchy. You don't believe it, because the dude, they went to the Stanley Cup, they won the Stanley Cup.
Right.
He was just trying to get his in. And that could be very plausible in most situations, right? Like, because if, like, Dave, you're a coach, right? Say if, like, you're a head coach or whatever, and a team official comes up to you and says, "Yo, did you really jerk off into a player's back?" Like, dude, no. Why would I do that?
Why would I do that?
Yeah, why would I do that?
Yeah.
And egregiously sucked his wiener? No, does not make sense.
None.
However, they still fired him. Well, they didn't fire him. They gave him an ultimatum. They said, you're fired or you quit. And if we fire you, then we obviously have to, let these skeletons out of the closet. Pun intended. So
I just can't get over that he came on this guy's back. Like, what is...
Yeah, like, that's like, fuck, man. Imagine that ride home.
Yeah.
Awful.
Awful. I hope the guy got a chance to take a shower, wash that off.
Yeah. And so this coach, he quit, went on to go to the collegiate level, then high school level.
Lovely.
Sadly, he was arrested for 4 counts of sexual misconduct with a minor at a high school in Michigan.
Yep. Lovely.
So yeah, man, like, that's so fucked up.
That's really not even the word, man. It's just wow. It's just unfortunate that the guy could go on and coach. But I guess on the other hand, Bobby, it's 2 consenting adults.
Yeah, I don't think there wasn't really any consent, though. That's the problem.
What do you mean there's no consent?
This guy didn't really consent.
Okay, if that's the case, there's a lot of questions there, because number one, maybe the guy was just embarrassed that he let the coach suck him off and then let the guy come on his back. Like, why do you complete the act, Bobby? Like, somebody can't just die. Your dick's already got to be out if somebody's going to dive in there and aggressively start.
I have no idea.
Like, I couldn't come over there, Bobby, and then aggressively whip your wiener out. That's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, you have the power to stop that.
Yeah. I'm trying to,
or not, whatever.
I mean, yeah, dude, you can if you want. I'm cool with it.
I'm all set, but I appreciate the offer.
But no, I mean, it's kind of fucked, because imagine.
Kind of.
Well, yeah, but I mean, imagine you being a coach. There. Okay. So imagine, I mean, you're a coach. Could you ever, in any situation ever, imagine putting yourself, like, you're supposed to be a leader. Right. You know what I mean? And especially like ice hockey, say what you will. Ice hockey is very, like, it's a brutal sport filled with dum-dums. There's a lot of fights, a lot of aggression. But if you ever watched a post-game interview or any kind of interview with hockey players, everybody is to the nines in suits, ties, very well-mannered and very, very proper. And hockey has always had that kind of stigma. And then this happens. It's kind of like, oh.
Well, I think there's abuse across all sports that we don't know about,
Right, but how high, like, officials covered that up. And they sent him on. So if you were one of those kids that were mistreated in the high school, is there grounds for a lawsuit against the Blackhawks?
Yeah, but they were just his employer. What are they supposed to do?
They covered up a scandal like that.
Maybe a scandal, but did they cover up a sexual assault?
Yes, it was covered. Yeah, it was sexual
then they
assault.
Could be liably held because they let a predator on the loose and didn't report him.
Exactly.
But I don't know how the law system works on how they would approach that. But I could.
But here's the
definitely-
thing, though: if he was labeled as a sexual like if this allegation
Well, he would've never got the
came to
job.
light, he would have never got a job in
Mhm.
college or especially 4 different high schools.
And
No
rightfully so.
fucking way.
For something like this, rightfully so.
Yeah, absolutely egregious.
Yeah. In fact, there's not many sexual assault allegations or situations, but people throw a lot of allegations these days that turn out to be wrong.
Yeah, a lot of people do cry wolf. I agree.
Mhm.
But however, if there are people and there are other,
Yeah, absolutely. Bill.
apparently there was other complaints
And
at that time with the
and
Blackhawks.
And if this guy's been accused of doing it with young children or doing the same kind of behavior, then I have a tendency to believe the original player that's probably how it went down. But I do have a hard time believing that this guy overpowered him and aggressively took out his wiener and the guy couldn't stop him. I mean, even if you get my wiener out, doesn't mean I have to let you finish.
He's a fucking hockey player.
Yeah.
Like,
And also you have to let somebody come on your back, Bobby. There's unless he held him down with his fucking foot while he jerked his wiener. I don't think so. So
I think he was just, it's the coach. He's gonna get on a Stanley Cup hopeful team that ended up winning the Stanley Cup. You know what I mean?
I'm still not letting you come on my back, Bobby. No.
As long as you're not trying to tickle, like, is there tickling involved? If not, maybe I can take a shower. Like, I don't see it. You know what I mean? I don't
but
see it.
maybe this isn't the whole story either. Maybe there was more to it that he just probably doesn't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Was it a one-time thing?
Yeah. Like, who knows? Maybe he was like, yo, dude, pretend you're a cat, get on all fours and show me your butthole. And then came on his back. Gross.
It's gross. I don't even know what to say to it. Just look.
Oh,
if
it's
that's-
really fucked up.
Listen, first off, you're a listener and that's your thing. More power to you as long as you're not harming children. I just got a problem with this guy because apparently he did harm some kids.
Yeah,
So
it's awful.
Here we are. That part's awful. But if that's your behavior and that's what you're into, as long as it's between two consenting adults, you do you. It's just not for me. That's all I'll say to it. It's just not my particular thing. Make a lot of jokes here, but I'm just not into wieners. So that's just me. And if 50% Bobby. So
I'll see
yes.
him. I just don't want to touch it.
Yeah. And also just for your information, if you ever happen to walk up to Bob Redinger and he's at the urinal, go ahead and pat him on the shoulder. Close that faucet right up.
Like, it's funny. I'm not a shy guy. However, I'm a shy peer.
Yeah.
My fucking back teeth could be floating. I have to pee so goddamn bad.
Yeah.
The moment you just go boop and touch me, that's it. I'm over.
That's true.
Can't do it.
It's a very true story.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Bobby. Moving on. Actually, how the fuck do we move on from that? That was a rough story.
Hold my beer.
All right, go ahead, man.
So it's kind of funny. Like, I try to avoid politics and sports on this podcast, just because as soon as we start talking it, people turn it off.
Right.
They don't want it. They don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's whatever. However, like, this is kind of sports related, but it's more fucked and more in the direction that I like us to go. There's a UFC fighter called Sean Strickland. He's pretty famous. He just fought this. I watched him fight this summer.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently has uncontrollable homicidal thoughts. Like, tries to put himself into situations, like, everything that he does, like, he tries to put himself in a situation where he can hopefully kill somebody.
Wow.
And like how he would do it. Like, he was changing the tires of his car, right? And a guy walked by. He said, "Hello, how are you?" And the guy just looked at him and nodded, right? And this guy got so fucking pissed and said, "I wanted to take this tire iron and smash his fucking head in. Fuck you. I went out of my way. I took time out of my day to say hello to you, and you could just nod your head to me, you fuck, and just loses it, right? But like this is what he said, like this is how he plays out in his head. Or he'll be walking down the street and kids go, you know, people jump him or whatever. He's in a position where he has to fight, or a homeless person has a mental breakdown by him. He just wants to kill somebody. And he says, like, he thinks about it all the time, like constantly, every situation. What's really fucked up is how he was on a podcast where it talked about this, and they said, you know, do you want to kill, like, do you ever think about killing somebody in the ring? He goes, yeah, I kind of actually hope I do. Which is like, I get it. UFC, it has like that stigma. It's a very brutal sport, but like people aren't in there to literally try to kill each other. If you see, for the most part, majority, like most of the guys, they have a great deal of respect for each other. Like as soon as the fight's over, they're there, they're hugging, they're happy.
Right.
This guy is legit wanting to kill somebody. And when they ask him if they think it will hurt his chances being employed with the UFC, he goes, nah. He goes, I kind of compare it to pedophiles that don't act on it. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, how is that? How the fuck do you even come up with that analogy?
Right. Oh, I see the guy. Okay. He's a super skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd still beat both our asses, though.
Oh yeah, I think so. Well, he probably should, Bobby. I don't know if we're both fighting him together. I think we'd be all right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we'd be all right. I don't know the guy. But if he probably tried to kill us, I mean, that's pretty evident by what you said. Was he Australian?
No, he's American.
Oh, just want to blame it on another country. Of course he's American. Never mind. I just saw a picture of him holding an American flag. Of course he is.
Yeah, he's definitely American.
What the hell is wrong with us?
But the part where he, like, that whole story, yeah, it's kind of messed up, and it's a little intriguing. You kind of go, oh, that's a psychopath. I'd like to watch him, you know.
Yeah.
I'd like to watch him fight.
Yeah. Have you watched him fight?
I have, yeah. This past summer, I watched his last fight.
Okay. Did he win?
Yeah.
Did he kill the guy?
No.
No.
But how he compared it, though, you know, he says, yeah, it's kind of like being a pedophile that just doesn't act on it. Like, that's a strange, like, I can't get past that. To me, that is the strangest comparison I've ever heard.
Well, usually people who are pedophiles really can't get past it. So him saying that he compares it to that, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's a little bit silly, but I get it.
Is he a pedophile too?
I don't know. I'm looking it up right now as we speak.
Like, how fucked up is that?
Kind of. Yeah. So, dude, 6'1", 185. That's what he's billed at.
Yeah.
Well, he's originally from North Carolina. I don't know if that explains anything. 24 wins and 3 losses. Apparently, he's pretty good.
He's pretty good. Yeah. Like I said, I've seen him fight. He's not bad.
Brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Okay, well, this is interesting. He grew up in Corona, California, in an abusive household. Angered by the circumstances at home, Strickland got kicked out of every school he attended. He began training in mixed martial arts at the age of 14 and turned professional at the age of 16. Sounds like he had some home problems, and maybe that's where his anger comes from.
I'm sure it does, but
dude's agnostic, if that changes anything. And in 2018, he was hit by a car while he was riding a motorcycle in Los Angeles, rendering him unconscious. Maybe it's because he bumped his head.
No, he was saying he's been like this his entire life.
Yeah, well, it sounds like he has anger issues. That's pretty obvious.
But you know what, though, to that I can't really comment on, because he's a UFC fighter. Like, those guys need to have anger.
Yeah, you need to have an edge. Yeah.
That comes with the territory. You know what I mean? So
I do, Bobby. So Bobby, what else you got? You got me with you got me some dick stories tonight. You got me with a crazy UFC fighter. What else you got for me?
Uh, some conspiracy shit.
Let's hear it. What's up?
So this past week or last week, whatever, Russian hackers targeted. They were able to break through some kind of loophole. Microsoft was saying that it was like infrastructure type of shit, like it was high up stuff.
Yeah.
But it was Russian hackers.
It always is.
Not necessarily, but when this kind of shit happens, when is it going to be considered an act of war?
That's always been I would think that it would be an act of war when somebody kind of, especially when it comes to computer, if they close down a whole grid or somehow get it to where planes can't land and planes crash or people die, then I think it becomes an act of war. People shut down like the lights in the city and a bunch of cars crash or
yeah, but if you're breaking into governmental systems and stealing shit,
or if you break into governmental systems, take over satellites, shit like that, then that's really an act of war. This is simply espionage. It's a different ball game. Just spying on each other.
Okay.
And because it depends on if they cracked into private things or governmental things. I mean
this one was purely governmental.
Are you trying not to give yourself away, or you do have Russian family? So I could see you, breaking in and looking at things, Bobby.
What's that? You're breaking up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know. I don't actually know when it becomes an act of war, but I definitely think if people die, it definitely becomes one.
Like, because for me, like this is new age war. I think this is new age warfare.
Yeah.
It's going to be fought more like on these kind of infrastructures and battlefields as opposed to legit battlefields. And I don't know, man. They're trying to kick this Cold War off again.
Yeah, I think so too. But I actually think the next one's going to be between America and China.
Yeah.
That's where I think it's the hot spot is more so than anyone else. Bobby, I have something to lighten the mood a little bit.
Okay.
Do you think since you've lived here that you've been Germanized?
No.
Okay, then allow me to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
And we'll figure it out. Do you ever yell hello at somebody when you're annoyed at them?
No.
It's a very German thing to do.
No.
Like hello, shit like that. No, not you. All right, number two. You actually enjoy having a bit of peace and quiet on a Sunday?
No, I hate it.
Do you go for a walk on a Sunday?
Yes and no.
Okay, then you get a half point.
We go for walks, but we did that in America. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You have insurance for everything.
I've had insurance for everything since I was 15. That was like in America.
Yeah, but it's no, that's
not a very German thing. I don't know anybody. I don't know any Germans that have the kind of insurance that I do.
Well, a lot of them have liability insurance for their kids, dental insurance, legal insurance, pet insurance. It doesn't matter. So number 4, your Vollkornbrot from your pumpernickel.
No.
So if you go to the bakery, you don't know the different breads. I definitely do at this point.
I just point and say, I'll take that. And they go, this one? I go, I don't know what it's fucking called, but yeah, give it to me.
Looks good. When you go to the doctor's office, do you say hello to everyone? Do you announce yourself in a room? I still don't do that.
Actually, you know what though? See, to me, that's not a German thing. That's an American thing. Though you say hello to everybody. Germans, like you could be walking down the street, you say hello, and most people look at you like you're a cunt.
But see, the difference is an American hello may be genuine because you actually look at people in the eyes. A German will
Yeah.
walk into a room and be like, "Oh, hello," and they're not looking at anybody. They're just announcing themselves. To the
Yeah,
room.
no, I don't do that.
Yeah, that's a different. I know what you mean though, but
Yeah.
You religiously air out your home.
No. Well, I have a dog, so our door's always open, but we don't
Like
we
you
don't wake
open the
up and go, oh my
windows.
God, we have to hang the fucking bed sheets out the window.
Oh,
No.
God, no.
I spent so much time and money making my house so I don't have to do that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
Do you carry a cloth bag wherever you go?
A what?
A cloth bag, like to the grocery store.
No,
Bring your own bag.
not a no.
Do you bring your own item to carry your things in?
I have a shopping cart I bring to the trunk of my car, and I have bags in my car.
I don't necessarily consider that a German thing, but we wouldn't do that in the States. So
Because you
technically-
get because the reason why is
because
because
you
they
don't
don't
get 'em
bag your
here.
groceries here. So that's a fucking bullshit question.
Yeah. Do you appreciate the joy of a good Schorle?
No.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. So just for anybody who doesn't know, we get these water bottles here in Germany. You know, they're filled with bubble water. I do enjoy bubble water. It keeps me away from
Yeah, I
drinking
can't.
soda.
That's a German thing.
I would agree. And it is tasty if you mix it with some kind of fruit juice. It's very good. I enjoy it. So I do. So I actually have 3 of these on the list, Bobby. I would say that I definitely appreciate the joy of a good Schorle. Well, the bags, I'm like you. You know those Reva boxes you could buy?
Yeah.
I have like 3 of those in the car, and like we put the groceries in there because they don't bag your shit here. And I'll be damned if I'm taking one item at a time in the house. Fuck that.
Yeah, there's no fucking way.
No. So the airing out the home thing, no. I do say hello when I enter the doctor's waiting room. That's normal for me. Going to the bakery, I know the difference, but everything else is kind of not me. I just thought it was interesting to look at it and see what you are. Bobby, you fight against this every time we have a discussion about being Germanized. So
I won't be.
You're Russianized though.
No, fuck no, I'm not. I'm the furthest. I'm probably more Germanized than I am Russianized.
Buddy, you're gonna live here until you fucking die and get buried next to me in the cemetery here.
We'll see.
Dude, let's build something. Let's build one of those mausoleums or whatever and put a big ass American flag over the top. Here lies 2 bad motherfuckers.
Actually, my kids are there to spread my ashes on Lake Erie.
Is that what you want to do?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't know. My family has like plots in America.
Yeah.
The thing I like about that is because then that's it. You're there forever. Here in Germany, you're only there for 10, 15 years. And depending on how much money you buy. Then after that, they fucking dig you up and they throw you away and put somebody in your spot. That's fucking awful.
Right. There's another thing that I thought that would be an interesting topic for us, since I think we've both said this before, that we enjoy the occasional puff of marijuana. Not a recreational smoker by any means, but I'm not going to get into what the occurrence is, but every once in a while, if it's somebody has it around, it's difficult to come by here. So somebody has it around. My question to you is, Bobby, do you think it's ever going to get legalized here in Germany? And what do you?
Yes, I do. The reason why for that is because America, who is one of the biggest, starkest opponents to it, is now starting to legalize it in a lot of places. It's already legal in a lot of places here in Europe.
Right.
And when you follow social trends, Germany is always the last of the party. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a matter of time before they just say, all right. Because here's the thing though, it's legalized now in an aspect, like if you have problems, you could go to your doctor and you could get medical grade. You can get a card for it and you can get medical marijuana.
Right.
Now with a prescription. And they did that, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, they passed that into law.
Right.
And again, following the trends, once that happens, it's just a matter of years
Most
before it's just full on recreational use.
So this morning I read up on this, and it said most likely it's probably going to be 2024 before a law is passed, and 2025 before it's put in place. And
Yeah.
that's a good timeline, just because it's not the highest priority, obviously, for any government that comes in place in Germany. But what I didn't know is, and I think this is an interesting fact, that Germany is medical market, so medical marijuana is exploding. There's about $354 million in this business in Germany,
Yep.
and it's the second biggest federally regulated medical market in the world behind Canada.
Yep.
By next year, Germany will be the first. So it's growing marijuana here, and it's exporting it and selling it, but it's still 2025, 2026 before we actually see it here.
Well, again, for recreational use, where
right. No, medically you can get it. You're correct,
Yeah.
but for recreational use.
Yeah.
And here's my pro thing. Some people are totally against it, which I don't understand, but here's my thing for it. It creates automatically gets rid of a lot of the drug market, right? Not for hard shit, but for marijuana it does, because
not necessarily, because even when it becomes recreational use, there is still stipulations, and there's certain requirements that need to be met before you can obtain it, right? So what are the age limits on that? Because dude, I was smoked from like the time I was 16 to 20.
Well,
that's when I smoked the most weed in my entire life.
Well, let's say it puts a huge dent in the actual purchase of it, because I would say it's easier for me to go to a store, especially if it has a selection.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Most of these kids, like, you're at that age where you're partying, like that's still a massive amount of the market. Who smokes more weed? Teenagers or dads?
Well, it's going to be teenagers, I would think.
That can't legally obtain it. So therefore, the black market, the drug market isn't going to go away. That's not the answer.
Yeah. I just think it'd be interesting here, and I still don't understand how a country that's kind of liberal like Germany doesn't have it yet.
For me, the reason why I want them to push for it is because you look at Colorado, you look at California, what it's done for them from a tax.
Yeah, that's where
for tax purposes and stuff. We live in a country that has some of the highest taxes in the fucking world.
Yep.
Why not take advantage of that? You know what I mean? Like this could raise us down, like where because of Corona, they dropped the tax from 19% to 16%. Well, what the fuck? Legalize marijuana, then you can drop that tax down to 12% and see what happens to your economy then. It's going to fucking explode.
Right.
But that's just my opinion. So we'll see what happens. I mean, that's the thing though. Germany, I don't think that they're set up for it yet.
Yeah.
It's still going to be some time, but man, I wish they did.
Yeah, me too. Currently, cannabis usage is at varying stages of legality and decriminalization in some countries in Europe. Some of these countries include, do you have any idea, Bobby? Because there's two on there I would never expect it.
Norway, the Netherlands, obviously the Netherlands, Denmark, Finland.
You haven't gotten one yet.
Iceland.
Nope.
Really?
The countries are
Spain.
The countries are Czech Republic, Portugal, Russia, Croatia, Spain, Ukraine, and Switzerland. However, it remains illegal everywhere else in Europe.
Yeah, but Russia and Ukraine aren't European countries.
Russia is. It's actually considered that up to Moscow. Ukraine as well.
You're Asian.
I would agree, but technically they are. So I found it interesting that Russia was on this list. And actually, Turkey is actually easing up on it as well.
Huh.
But make sure if you're here and you have it on your possession that you have very small amounts.
No,
Otherwise-
actually, you can hold a lot here.
And but not as much as you think.
Oh no, it's a lot. I think it's like 10 grams before you have to worry about anything. 10 grams is a fucking shit ton.
So a lot of these things, though, they're saying it's medical use only, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you could use it recreationally in South Africa. That's interesting.
I didn't know that either.
Show you. Obviously our audio listeners can't see it, but
I can't see it either. I'm on a fucking iPhone.
but it's showing you what countries medical use. So Australia, but there's a small part of Australia where it's legal recreationally. It's just mostly. I'm surprised in Europe it's not more.
Yeah.
Obviously the States looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Still surprised it's not legal in Florida yet, but
It's not. Why is it green?
medical use.
Oh, medical use. Yeah,
Blue
yeah.
is recreational and green is recreation medical.
Okay.
So I mean, fuck, go Canada.
Yeah.
So I just think it's something that why stick somebody in jail for 10 years for selling marijuana? It's fucking marijuana. Like at this point, I get it's illegal and I get there's punishments in place for it, but I just think they're over the line, excessive.
It is excessive. It is
yeah.
over the line.
Yeah, you get rid of the dime bag Daves. We were selling it. If you get the stores, like you said, the tax is a big deal. People are going to buy it. It's a product that people are going to buy. And is it safer than alcohol? I mean, alcohol is legal everywhere. And
yeah. Here's the thing though, when you smoke weed, like obviously if you smoke a lot, then you're obviously impaired. Yeah. However, if you smoke enough and you just get yourself a nice buzz, you're more aware, you're more paranoid. So that makes you extra aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's one of those things that I would rather, come across somebody who smoked a bowl of weed than somebody who's drank 3 beers, but that's just me. Especially getting behind the wheel of a car. I just always thought it was a bit hypocritical to bitch about people smoking weed while you're drinking a beer.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm that dumbass that's smoking a whole bowl and just smashing beers. Like, yeah, fuck it. Live your best life, man.
Live your best life. As far as hard drugs go, there's even a push to get, those legalized, but
oh yeah, let's move to Oregon, man.
You got to draw the line somewhere, man. You can't have people strung out on heroin and
no, absolutely heroin, absolutely not. Cocaine, oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's fun.
Get your coke nail going.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You do coke, it's out. It's quick. It's out of your system in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But man,
it's not for me. Yeah, Bobby, I think that's it from my side this week.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Yeah, but I just thought it's interesting. I would assume I was under the assumption that is that vodka? I was under the assumption
water.
Yeah, it's good for you. Something about hydrating. That it would be legalized a little bit faster in Germany.
No, I figured. I knew. I don't think it would.
Because I certainly know enough people who do it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We can't do shit about it. When it becomes legal, it'll be big here. Germany's going to make a ton of money off it. That you can believe.
It's massive amounts of money.
And a couple of arguments I heard is that Germany never wanted the drug tourism to be big here, like it was in the Netherlands. But
yeah, but from my understanding, the drug tourism in Netherlands is also kind of like a myth. It's very heavily regulated. Like you can't just go there and be like, yo, man, let's smoke some dope. No, you don't live here. Fuck you.
I don't know how it's changed, but I know before you actually had to, if you were Dutch, you could go in there and buy some and take it with you. Yep. But if you're from another country, you had to actually consume it there.
Yeah, it's like a little bar, they just give you like a little bit. You do it right there, and that's what it is.
I would like to get some of those brownies though.
Oh man, let's go to Amsterdam and fucking keister some brownies and gummies. and bring them back home.
You gonna put them in your man wallet?
Yeah. I don't even care. Like, oh
Yeah.
man.
I
Yeah,
would be
shoving
afraid.
things up your butt's gay, but guess what? I'm
I don't-
high as fuck for the next 3 months, bitch.
Yeah, Bobby, but I know you. You'd stuff some gummies. They'd come out in the wrapper, start dissolving in your ass.
Oh, why
Yeah.
is the world melting?
Because apparently that's the quickest way to get drunk as well. If you take a beer up the ass.
There's actually, I've seen people bong shots of tequila with their buttholes. There's
Who's
actually
Who's living their
there's-
best life?
there's actually another thing. I've actually seen like college people have done this. Actually, no. Where was it? Was it college or was it high school? I hang out with some fucking crazy delinquents from Catholic schools, man.
Yeah.
So they'd soak their tampons in vodka or whatever
Yeah.
and put them in.
Right.
So they get drunk to their vajayjays.
That's one way of doing it, I guess.
Imagine going down on that bitch.
Spicy.
Awesome.
Yeah, but let's not get into that because we can go down a big rabbit hole with that one. Pun intended.
That'd be awesome. Oh my god. Why the fuck do you taste like Cabo Wabo?
Yeah. Jose Cuervo been here?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Bobby. Well, let's call it a night. We've reached our magical mark. Yeah, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us?
Everywhere, you cunts. You
Yeah.
know where.
You know
Look
where we
for it.
are. Same bet.
If you don't find us, you're not looking hard enough.
I had one there and I lost it.
Or you're not
Anyways.
looking at all.
Or you're not looking at all. That's half the problem, Bobby. That's half the problem. So like we said, you have any issues, reach out to us like last week.
Yeah,
Hit us
absolutely.
up. Hit us up. And that's it, man. Have a week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
By the way, we are before we go, I'm sorry, Bobby. We have lost our two buddies who used to be on the show. They are MIA.
Harry's got real shit going on. Chris, I voted to have him off because he's a millennial. So
yeah.
there's no room for that shit.
Yeah. And he was telling us he has to be early in the morning at the synagogue. So 7:30. That's when it
Yeah.
kicks off. So
I
time
always
for him
thought
to
the
stay up late.
Sabbath only kicked in when the sun set on Saturdays, but he's some kind of new age Jew, so have no clue.
He is there passing out wafers.
They don't do that.
I don't know what he's doing then. All I know,
I think they
Is-
hand out nails
I went and got him
because
a
they
Christmas.
don't eat the body of Christ. They nailed the body of Christ. So
We're going somewhere we don't want to go right now.
I'm kidding.
He's joking. He's a jokester, this Bobby.
I'm
Not really. Anyways. All right. Well, find us, hit us up,
Yeah.
and have a week, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.